And we're back. We're back. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I accidentally shut off the live with a spacebar attack. Anyway, welcome back to the Bread and Chin Show, writing live. What am I writing? I'm writing the sequel to Yokai Shadows, my fantasy romance novel about no theater, international romance, yokai beasts. In 3 sessions, so an hour and a half with 5-minute rest breaks between each 25-minute session. If you got some work to do, feel free to bring it along, focus along with me. Deep work. Or if you got questions about Japan, anything Japanese culture, feel free to drop it in the chat. I will answer those questions during the breaks. Alright, let's get into it. First 25-minute session. I got my tea as always. It's super hot right now, so I'm not going to drink it. But that is Bizen pottery. That is a 1,000-year-old craft from Okayama Prefecture that is made from rice fields. That is correct. Made from rice fields. So let's see if it's currently working, and we are live. Yeah, it's working. All right, and we're gonna lock in. And wow, all that Gen Z language. Lock in, and let's see how many words I get written today. The last 2 days, the average has been 2,300 words. So we're going to test that and see, see how much I get done today. Of course, we're going to have our handy dandy music. I'm going to see if I can get a specific one going. Let's see if I can find, a little bit of Japanese acid folk rock from Bandcamp. If you type in Time Capsule, it is a label from London. They have Nippon Acid Folk 1970 to 1980. Just go there and see if you can pop that in the chat. Or pop that into your, what should I call it? Pop that into your search bar. Let's see here. All right. We're going to dive in. Feel free to do any focus work. Let's go. Oof. Alright, first session is done. First session is done. 久しぶり、とまむぶりかな。タカピロさん。タカピロさん。タカピロさん、どういう方でしょうか。ちょっと待って。タカピロさん。First YouTube first session is done. 25 minutes in the bag. Just like this. Right? Just like this. Just like that. First session is done. I think you can see that clearly on the screen. But Taka-san, どこで出会ったかな? I don't know. Actually, I gotta write this right here. Yeah, but let's see how many words I got done. So for the people that are watching the replay are like, what is this guy talking about? One second. I used to work at Hoshino Resorts. Oh, I used to work at Hoshino Resorts, which is it's a hotel resort chain out in Hokkaido. Actually, it's all over the country, but I worked in Hokkaido. It also has a ski resort. And let me just see if YouTube's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Yeah, so I used to work at this hotel resort, in Hokkaido, and it was about 2015. 6 months, 2015 to 2016. Actually, this is how I actually took writing seriously. Just came off a breakup. Yeah, this is a long story. Do we have 5 minutes? Do we have time? So, okay. Let's just say 2014, just graduated university, but I'm in Japan. I graduated pre-dentistry. So for the people that don't know, this is the 4 years of sciences you take before you go to dental school. During those 4 years of sciences, I realized, what the fuck am I doing? I don't want to be in people's mouths all day. So I traveled abroad. I went to Sweden for 6 months through a study abroad program from UCF. And Sweden was the stepping stone. It was a small church. It was a small church town called Jönköping. 6 months there. Jumped over to Japan. Did a little bit of traveling. Went to Hokkaido to work at a bed and breakfast for short-term rentals. So not people like, oh, I'm in this town for a weekend. It's for people that were stationed there for like a 3-month job, a 6-month job, whatever. Anyway, it was run by this divorced mother with her daughter. Her daughter was in her upper 20s and she also was a single mother. I was like 22, 23, just basically literally just graduating. You know, having fun, whatever. I connect with the daughter. We have some fun. 2 to 3 weeks pass. I'm like, alright, I'm off to Kyoto to go learn about no theater, which is what I speak about in my fantasy romance novel, Yokai Shadows. And she's like, oh, I want to go to Kyoto with you. And I'm like, I'm a broke student. Why would you take your daughter with a broke student? Or recently graduated university student to another city. I was gonna volunteer on another place while attending a no theater school. And she's like, nah, I want to go. Because she was trying to get away from her mother. Her mother was pretty controlling. And I was like, okay. You know, I was always up for an adventure. And we moved to Kyoto. We lived in a small ass apartment, the three of us. I was basically a father for a 2-year-old daughter. Her 2-year-old daughter that had never met her father because of domestic issues. And at the time, visa situation, because, you know, I said I just graduated, so it took some time for me to get a job English teaching. But before that, I was the one that was taking care of the daughter in the apartment. And it was a wild time. Like, my Japanese was not so good. She didn't speak any English. It was crazy. But 1 year we spent 1 year together in that small apartment. Yeah, we got close, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself, etc. Eventually we broke up because, of course, she's looking for a father. I'm looking to learn about who I am, early 20s. We break up. She goes back to her mother's bed and breakfast in Hokkaido. I find a job at Hoshino Resorts, the hotel resort chain that I told you about earlier, in the reservation center, talking to rich, wealthy people that want to ski for a couple weeks on their vacation. I was the only Westerner in this entire building. It was full of Chinese, Korean, Southeast Asian workers along with Japanese workers. Really fun time, good time to heal from that 1 year in that small apartment with being basically a father. And it was a good time to reflect because I was in the mountains and I was just surrounded by snow and mountains, so I could do some inner excavation, dig, and I was like, oh, I want to be a writer. And I started writing my first book in that hotel. And then I went back to the US 3 years and or year and a half. And now I'm in Itoshima. Quick little story during the break. It is now finished and now we're back to a little bit of focus time. These markers are already dead. And we're going to go for the second 25-minute session. Again, for the people watching the replay, feel free to join me on this deep work session if you have any work to do. Cheers, kanpai, hey. Ooh. Damn, I didn't know I was so dehydrated. Actually, I gotta start the water again. Yeah, that was, you can see it's empty. I was super dehydrated, so I'm starting up the boiling water again. And we're gonna get some of this tea. Again, this tea for the people that were not on last live call. The tea that I'm drinking is called pancha. Pancha tea from Shimane Prefecture. It is in a city called Matsue. Now you're probably gonna ask, why were you in Matsue? There's not a lot of stuff going on in Matsue. But yes, there is. If you have never been to Shimane Prefecture, Matsue City, you wouldn't know that it is one of the cities that is famous for its wagashi, or Japanese sweets, as well as its tea. And I was there filming my last NHK World documentary. I did 4 of these different documentaries. Journeys in Japan is the series. Went to a bunch of different cities and talked to the locals there, people making stuff, doing things. And I went there after I finished the show to speak to those locals again, one of which was a tea farmer, and she gave me all sorts of tea. The tea I'm drinking is called bancha, which is like a black tea, basically. The hot pot just finished, or the kettle has just... I got the kettle. And now I'm going to pour this directly in front of the camera so that you can see what's going on. Oh yeah, I don't know if I can... There you go, there you go. Oi! 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 Yeah, I got it like that. You didn't know I had it like that, right? That's what I'm talking about. Fresh fucking tea. Yes, alright, we're about to jump into the second session. Let's go! If you got any work to do, do it. Alright. I'm wondering if you can see me while I type. Ooh. Yeah, you can't see me. Okay, I just can't see because of the comments and the people that are joining. Let's get more of this. Again, the music I'm listening to is called Nippon Acid Folk Rock. 1970, 1980. If you want to listen along, head over to Bandcamp, type in Time Capsule Space. It is a London-based record label, and they got this Japanese band of, counterculture movement, released 2024, pretty good stuff. Pretty trippy, but I'm about to switch it up because it's about to end, and I need to stay focused and not be switching up the music during the thing. So, one second. Let's listen to some Boris. Now, Boris is probably one of my favorite bands, the rock band that is based in Japan, and I've listened to them since way back when. They make a lot of different types of music, which is what I appreciate about them, is that they switch their sound with each album. And Boris is probably more popular abroad than they are in Japan. And it looks like they got a new album up. I haven't heard this one. Let's see. Boris, B-O-R-I-S. B-O-R-I-S, based in Tokyo, but they've done a lot of shows abroad as well. They got a lot of albums I haven't seen, actually. I've listened mostly on the YouTubes, but they got a lot of options on their Bandcamp, so if you're interested, go check them out. I'm going to listen to 1985. 1985, I've never listened to this before. Let's dive in. Ooh. All right. All right, that is another 25-minute session done. Let's see who joined the chat. Let's see who joined during the time. And yeah, we have Okoto-chan, Richard, Brian, Keelam, Apollo's Blue, JA2. I'm curious if these are actually people that follow me, but all right, 25 minutes. Another session in the books. And we have started our rest time. Let me just check YouTube to see if everything is still going on. Yes, still working. All right. Very nice. Yeah, I saw that Okoto-chan joined before on Instagram. If you're on YouTube and saying what is a Okoto-chan, it is first of all, it's a person, and she is a koto player. Koto is a 13-string harp. A 13-stringed harp that is basically synonymous with Japanese traditional music. If you think about Japanese, any type of old Japanese film, any type of Japanese theater or performance that's traditional, even in some anime, you will hear the sounds of the koto. And it's a stringed instrument, very big, like this, made out of sugi, which is Palawania wood. Palawania, let me see if I'm actually saying that right. Palawania. Palonia. There we go. Palonia wood. Which is, well, one second, that might actually be, kiri, not sugi. It is a instrument that is basically, if you think about Japan, you're going to think about the Japanese koto. And I just want to get this right for you. This is made out of, Pollyanna wood. Paulnia, whatever it's called. And that is kiri. Yeah, so it's not sugi, it's kiri. And Okoto-chan plays the koto professionally. I think she's got like 30,000 followers across her social media profiles, but she plays the koto professionally. She's probably in her 20s. I haven't met her before. We met on Instagram, and tomorrow on Friday, I'm going to Osaka to film her performing and basically teaching a lesson on how to play the koto. I have a couple customers that bought a bunch of kotos from me, but some of them are not, high level. And so this is going to be a digital product for people interested in playing the koto. You can learn from a professional that plays every day and plays in front of people as well. And that's what I'm going to Osaka for. So also, I will be watching a no theater performance in Osaka where they speak about it is a no performer that is basically going to speak about how people spent the summer back years ago and how it compares to now. You can't get these type of talks in a basic no performance, but this is going to be a special workshop type of vibe. Looking forward to that. And you might ask, why would you go watch that? Is because that is for another digital product that I have through my Patreon at Brandon Shin. I'm going to type that in YouTube chat. I don't know why I'm typing on that keyboard. Let's see. It's a digital product basically where I speak about different no performances across the country. I got a calendar going so far. I went to Hiroshima, Itsukushima Shrine on Miyajima. I went to a local performance called Takanokai in Fukuoka. And next stop is Osaka. So, and you probably heard that beep, which is from the clock telling me that the 5-minute break is now over. I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna pin this comment on YouTube, and I'm gonna make sure I have enough. I gotta switch the band again because there's not enough time left in this Boris album. What should we listen to, folks? Let me see if I remember. What's the name again? Keiji Haino. There we go. Keiji Haino is another rock guy from Japan. He's actually more noise and super experimental. A lot of people say it just sounds like he doesn't know how to play it, but he's been doing it for 30 years and he's got a big following. It can be very jarring, I think, for the average listener. And but I enjoy it. It brings me to another world. And again, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say that the music has to take me somewhere. That is what that type of art is the art that I respect. Art that takes you to another world. And he does that with every song. And a lot of his songs are super long. For example, one of his albums that he did with another popular noise artist from Japan called Merzbow, I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's called Become the Discovered, Not the Discoverer. And there's another guy in there too that is from Hungary. Yeah, so it's going to be really noisy and really weird, and I'm going to play it for this last session of the day. Again, I appreciate you guys for joining me on this new focused, this marker is done, on this new focused deep work sessions that I'm trying out for these daily live sessions. Maybe when I'm in Osaka, I can do a different type of live session, but we shall see. All right, we're about to jump into the next and last session. Let me pour some more tea in here. Give you guys a little action of that liquid tea. Because what other type of tea is there if it's not liquid? Cheers. Cheers. Oish. Delicious. Absolutely oishi. All right, last session of the day. Let's start this. Yeah, his songs are super long. One song is 15 minutes long. 15 minutes long. And yeah, we're going to jump into it. So here we go. Oh yeah, this is freaky. Already, first 5 seconds, crazy. Okay, we are finished with the last session. Let me see who we got in here. We got some comments. It says, hi, your headset. I'm sponsored by anywhere in Logitech. Oh, we had Takuya jump in here. Takuya is a guy I met. On the plane from Toronto to Japan. He's from New York, but he also has some Japanese blood in him. He says, I'm sponsored by Alienware and Logitech. What are you talking about? I used to have Alienware laptops, so we gotta talk about that in the DMs. Anyway, we have finished with the last session. And I thank you guys for joining me. You don't know how good that feels to get that deep work done. Let's count the words for the last 5 minutes. And let's see what we got going here. Let me see if I can grab that. If you guys are curious of what I was listening to, I guess I can play some of it. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike for this, but this is what I was listening to. This is the music that I was listening to while I was writing. I don't know if you can hear it on the desktop. I don't know if you can hear it on YouTube. Yeah. Listen, that helps me concentrate. For most people, that's probably a bit extreme, but it helps me disappear. All right, let's count how many words that I got going here. Wow, okay, we got a lot here. Yes, I wrote different sections, so I got to make sure that I count all of them for this session here. Okay, that's all of them. Oof. All right, let's see how many words we got. Okay, so more than the last 2 days. 2,484 words. 2,484 words for my sequel to Yokai Shadows. Yokai Shadows, I was writing today a lot of action scenes, and it was fun. It was fun. So I appreciate you guys for joining the session as always. If you want any of the stuff I talked about, like even this pottery cup, Bizen pottery from Okayama Prefecture, all you got to do is go to brandonshin.net. Books are available in paperback, hardcover, and ebook, as well as some other books on there. New format. Appreciate you guys for joining. It was fun. 2,484 words in an hour and a half. I'm really, really satisfied with that. Got a lot of progress done. And once the sequel is finished, I'm gonna set it aside for a couple of days, give myself a little time away from it, then go back, print it out, edit it with basically a red pen, edit it, go for a second run, put it through a editing software called Pro Writing Aid, specifically tailored for authors. Then for the third run, send it to the editor. And then I get it back, decide what changes I want to implement, rewrite again, and then publish it. A lot of people don't understand there's a lot of work that goes into making sure everything's good. Of course, I still have a lot of mistakes and stuff in them, and even if you read like New York Times bestseller, you still get mistakes in there because you can't catch everything. And we're all humans, so. Yeah, that's about it. Appreciate you guys for joining, and see you on the